Welcome, my dear students. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome, my dear students, for another lecture in the development and training, career training and development. Today, we will talk about many topics. We will handle many topics today. Just now, let us share the screen first. Might take a little bit while. Then we will move on forward into here we go. And I will start right now with each one of those. The differences between the training and the development. What is the training? When we say training, career training and development. So what do we mean by career training and what do we mean by career development? Here, training is the formal and systematic, like you see in front of you, modification of behavior, here through learning, which occurs as a result of education, instructions, developments, and planned experience. So this is the meaning of training, the formal and systematic modification of behavior through learning, which occurs as a result of education, instructions, development, and planned experience. What about the development? The development is any learning activity which is directed toward future needs rather than present needs. So if I talk about now, I will go to training. Needs of now, then it's training because I need it just now. But if it was about the future, then it will be called development. Needs rather than present needs, and which is concerned more with career growth than immediate performance. So the main difference between training and development is actually about the when you want to do it. If you want to do it now to increase the skills right now, then this will be training. If you need the skills to be improved in the future, either short-term future or long-term future, then this will be regarding the future. This was the first. Okay, that about the training. How about now let's go to the training and development and education, the difference, the training and development and the education. Still we are in this part, we said the equation of technology, the training is the equation of technology, which permits employees to perform their present jobs to standards. It improves human performance on the job, and employees is presently doing or is being hired to do. So like as example, on job training, we said on job training makes you like increase your skills, which is needed right now. So when you join a job as example, and you've been trained for this job means to have the capabilities and the skills which is needed to do the job right now. Again, we are saying the training is about right now. Also, it is given when new technology is introduced into the workplace. This is about the training. Let's go to the development here. The development, like you see here, the development is training people to acquire new horizons. That is, like I told you, the main difference between both of them is that training is regarding the current needs right now, but development is regarding the needs on the future needs. Training people to acquire new horizons, technologies, or viewpoints. It enables leaders to guide their organizations onto new expectations by being proactive rather than reactive. It enables workers to career better products, faster services, and more competitive organizations. It is learning for growth of the individual, but not related to a specific present or future job. So these are regarding the development. We can see now very clear how the difference is between the training and development. And that will lead me to go to my first question today. We'll go to our first question today about define training and define development. That will be our first question today. So here we go. This is training and development, question bank. And we'll go first. Here we go. Our first question today will be, and I want you can send it to me on the chat box now, because the answers are, you can send it on the chat box, and I will keep the screen in front of you like, and you can Google search also for the answers. Plus, I will send you all the PPT which I'm using. It will be sent to you on your emails, and it will be sent on the site. The resources will be there on the site. So here I will say right now, 1, define training, which is the name of the course, training and development, which is the name of the course. Second question, we'll go to same thing to define development. Development of what? Employees. Here I would add the word employees, because there is a lot actually. Employees training. Employees training. And define employees, same thing here, Control and C. Now I'll put the answer here as well, Control V. Development. So here, define employees training, and I'll put one line here. Just, it's not only the answer, you can put more than one line. This is no problem for you. You can go ahead. Second question is define employees development. And those are the two questions which we'll work on right now. And I will stop here like around 5 minutes to get your answer, guys. You can send the answers on the chat box, or just write it down in your notebooks to make sure that everyone is fine. You can write these answers of these questions on your notebook. Also, you can get it from the PPT, from the PowerPoint slides, or you can get it also from search the web for bonus answers. You can search the web as well. Shall I stay here again like around 5 minutes for getting the answers of these questions? Thank you so much. So those were the first two questions today. Training and development, define employees training and define employees development. We'll move forward now for our own third part here. Just 1 second, my dears. I think it's open. We can open it with another. Okay. So let's go now to the third thing, which is choose education. We talk about the training, we talk about development, and now we will talk about the education. This word, education. Education. It's training people to do different jobs. Training people to do different jobs. It is often given to people who have been identified as being promotable. Okay, being considered for a new job, either lateral or upward, or to increase their potentials, unlike training, which can be fully evaluated immediately. So education is to some extent similar to development. In some points, it's very similar to development, that it's like enlarging your skills, but it's in giving you a background, theoretical background as well. So it's not only the point of the skill at work, like training. No, it cares about the theoretical and the technical backgrounds of the process of learning. So unlike training, which can be fully evaluated immediately upon the learners returning to work, education can only be completely evaluated when the learners move on to their future jobs or tasks. That's why I do the education. That's why I do the education. So here are also the education, and we'll get the differences now between, we'll come to the difference between the educations and the learning. We'll come to the difference between education and learning. Let's open this one. I think hopefully it will be fine. It will work like this. We'll try. See edit here. Let's see how it works. Okay. Here is the distinction between training and education. Distinction between training and education. What are the differences between training and education? What are the differences between the training and the education? We said the difference between the training and the development. Now we'll talk about the difference between training and education. The training is a short-term process, but education is a long-term process. So education also is like the development here. Education is like development. It is a long-term, not a short-term. Training, knowledge and skills of specific purposes. Training is a knowledge and skill of specific purposes. So in the training, you need some specific purposes only. That's what I'm training you for. And these specific purposes is just for the spot. It's not continuously. For the needs only of the current or immediate job. But education for overall development. Okay. Training. So here, I'm just not giving in the education, I'm not giving it just for the sake in the education. I'm not giving it for the sake of the job. No, I'm giving the education also for the future, for the future needs. Similarly to development. Development care about the future needs as well. But here in the education related to managerial behavioral attitudes development as well. Okay. In the training, it's application, but education is theoretical. What we're doing, guys, right now is theoretical orientation. What we're doing right now is a kind of a theoretical orientation. Training depends on the job experience. But education, like what we're doing now, it's a classroom. We are not standing on a machine, training on a machine right now. No, we are just sitting in a classroom right now. Either it was online, virtual, or if it was in class or in person. So in both the cases, this is classroom learning, the education. But the training, no, it must be on job while we're doing the job, or it is a practical parts, or just I get sketch or a draft of the machine. I'm working exactly on it. That's we say training. Training has a specific tasks. Like you see here, training has specific tasks, but education has general concepts. Education has general concepts. Training is narrow perspective because it focus only on some points. The last point here, narrow perspectives. I wish that the mouse is not showing up the prompt. Hopefully you guys see it here, narrow perspective, but here broad perspective. Broad perspective. Broad perspective means that it care about the overall learning, and it doesn't care only about the point of the job or the point of the job which you're doing. As example, if I'm working as a security guard, as example, so the training is just for the job needs, how to open the locks, how to close the locks, what is the start time of the job, what's the end, what are the procedures we are doing on the job. But education, if I am teaching you all the municipal bylaw of Ontario and all the municipal bylaw of Toronto here, the municipal of Toronto, and the federal laws and the provincial laws. Here, I'm talking about education because I'm giving you, but what comes to the work itself is training. What comes regarding the work is training. That will lead me now to put the third question right away here of today. The third question, compare between learning and training. Compare between learning and training. And actually, this will be our third question right now. Here we go. This is going to be our third question today. Compare between learning or education. Education or learning. Learning or education. Compare between learning and or education and training. I will just make it also so that it will be the same words, education, as you have in your curriculum, and training. So we'll stop here like around 5 minutes to get the answers of this question. Thank you. Okay, my dears, we came now to the final point of this lecture. And just to say again, what were the main topic ideas of this lecture? The main topic ideas was what is the meaning of training, what is the meaning of career development, what the meaning of career training. And we were after that to compare between the education and training, compare between training and development. So we had a comparative analysis into three things today, into the education and training and development. Three words: education, training, and development. Those are the three things which we focus upon in this video today. To sum up, the training needs is the current needs for the job requirements. Development and education are for the long term. Training is technical and practical focused process, but education is a long term and not a specific process. Development is sharing with education that they both are for the long term. But development is overall, and education is in the specific or including the theoretical and the practical parts of education, of the process of learning. Shalivi, please take care of yourself. See you in the next lecture. Thanks.